Hey, good evening. This is Robert and Jason, and this is the Fireplace Workshop Hour. Thanks for joining us. We're talking all things fireplaces today.
We're talking about the only thing that interests me in real estate, and that is my personal residence.
There you go.
So we're taking a house, a 1960s house, and we're
if any investors are listening, just ignore that.
Just ignore the rest of this, right? So I'm a big mid-century modern guy. I'm a huge fan of G-Plan out of the UK.
Jeez.
So I got some G-Plan up in the office here.
Nice.
I've had it in some other. In fact, the Airbnb we have on the west side of town, we're going to take that dining room set out. I'm going to switch it with the one that we've got in the Heights, and that G-Plan is going to go into this other house. So I've got this house I'm renovating right now. We're about to start, and I've been looking for, there's only a couple of places that still sell these original fireplaces, and they are ridiculously expensive. I've tried to find a better source on them.
Shocker.
Yeah, it's all, everything I like is expensive.
Yes.
So it's $4,000 before you put the hearth in, before you put the stack in, all that.
Wow.
So there's a guy that just popped on Facebook that's got one for sale. I think I'm picking it up for $1,200, and it's an original from God knows when, 1950, something like that. It's in really good shape. So we were talking about fireplace safety over here. The problem with people in Texas is their wood is too green. They don't let it season. So that's how you get that creosote buildup, right?
Yeah.
Or they get the kids, hey, let's go get some branches and shove them in here. And I'm like, that's how you set your house on fire at some point.
That's why we brick up all the fireplaces in the Airbnb.
Yeah. Yes.
Because people just go out and rip a bush out of the ground to light a fire. We've had it happen.
So what happens is if you've got wet wood, it creates creosote, smoke, all this other stuff. And that is combustible inside the
I'm all about
smokestack.
it. Yeah, in New Jersey, we would buy a quart of wood a season.
Yeah. So down here, I usually buy the season before. So once we get the backyard sorted out over at this property, I'll go ahead and buy a quart of wood, at least a half quart, right? Mm-hmm. And then it'll be ready for, and the fireplace is going into the master bedroom.
For your 4 holidays a year. Oh, it's going to the master bedroom.
It's going to the master, bro.
God, nice.
It's going in this one's going to the master.
Welcome to Playboy After Dark.
Yeah, this is going to be so awesome.
Yeah.
It's going to be right there to the exit to the pool.
Invite Mel Torme to play a little bit while we're walking. You are building that house. So if you've ever seen the Playboy After Dark, you've never, there was the Playboy channel, just stupid, soft stuff. But there was a Playboy with Hugh Hefner, they were just hanging out in this postmodern architectural house in L.A. and it'd be like, hey, this is Hugh Hefner and welcome to Playboy After Dark, and oh, hey, here's my friend Jerry Lewis. Hey, Jerry, and Jerry'd be walking through the house.
And he's like, hey, what's up, guys?
It was the coolest thing ever.
No kidding.
Oh, it just oozed coolness.
So remember,
this was before Playboy became a bad thing, right? Guys would have subscriptions, and we don't really look at the pictures. We want to learn about the stereophonics, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't porno,
right? This was before Larry Flint. It ruined everything, right? Yeah.
That's right, because he ended up going to court and all that other stuff.
He ruined everything. He just went total craziness.
But what's so that is exactly what this thing's going to look like too, isn't it? It's going to go out to the backyard, and the other problem too is I'm chatting with all the other bachelors, and they're like, bro, you got to do this and you got to do this, and the hot tub has to be this far from here. I'm getting the tips and tricks from a lot of guys. Anyway, but it's going to be an awesome house. So I'm learning all about how to install a fireplace, a Class A fireplace. So if you've ever seen there's a couple of different brands, but if you guys Google up Zircon Malm, which is M-A-L-M, you'll see what it looks like. It's going to be in white, and it's going to be fantastic. So fireplace in the master, and then I think I'm going to put a gas one, if I can fit it, somewhere in the living room. The in-wall ones, a horizontal in-wall just above the TV. I'm kind of going back and forth on it. But, man, so here was the deal. In Houston, if it gets below 60 degrees, you can have a fire and open all the windows.
Nice.
So I can't tell you, Rob, how incredibly awesome it is. Let's scratch awesome. Incredibly.
To have your doors open and a fireplace
rolling?
Yes.
Oh, no. I'm about to take you to another level. How incredibly romantic it is to be at our beach house in Rays Way with all the windows open, with the ocean going, and the fireplace roaring. It's fantastic. There is nothing better than that. There's some things that are better than that. Vegas would be pretty sweet, right? But anyway, so it's Or Miami. We could have our place in Miami. We do that.
We're ready to roll with the
a travel club?
Yeah, we're ready to go. Just writing up some language myself, and then.
So, anyways, I'm learning all about fire code as it relates to fireplaces.
Here's James Brown at the Playboy house.
No kidding.
Got the iron spiral stair and the little sunken living room.
You know, the idea we have for the other show is called Real Estate After Dark.
There you go. You can do it right in your house.
Oh, we could do it at the house.
For sure, yeah.
Could do it right there from either from the bedroom or living room where it overlooks behind you and into the pool and the backyard and all that. Just random people like walking around. Yeah, we're totally going to do that. It'd be a weekly show, folks.
It was in West L.A. in the Fairfax district. Nice. Oh, it was a studio. It wasn't even a real house. Look at that.
No kidding.
Nice.
Let me see here. 1969 and 1970.
The stark modern architecture at Television City consisted of black and white planes meeting at razor-sharp corners with accents of dazzling red. And the work of Piera and Luckman of Los Angeles.
Dude, they released it on DVD. I got to see if I
can find it.
Look at the guest list, man. Holy cow.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Like, this was,
Iron Butterfly was there. You got to be kidding me.
Oh, my. Merv Griffin. Oh, my God. Yeah, so this was, let me see here. Playboy after.
Ike and Tina were there. Joe Cocker, the Coswells. Holy cow. Oh, yeah, I got to find this.
It was a variety show.
Dude, that is funny.
Here's a picture of Don Adams, Barbie Benton, Hugh Hefner, Lindsay Wagner.
Wow.
Hanging out. I mean, you probably don't know half those names.
Yeah.
Don Adams was Get Smart. Lindsay Wagner was the Bionic Woman.
Yeah, this is crazy. All right, I'm going to see if I can find the videos of this.
It's so good.
This is the show.
It is the cool, and of course, like everyone's drinking like cognac or whiskey and bourbon and on the rocks, and there's a couple waitresses walking around.
You know what I love about this? The guys are in tuxes or suits, and the girls are just wearing whatever they want.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a black tie event. Sammy Davis is there. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's
your place.
This is Real Estate After Dark. We'll be shooting
when you talk about your place, that's all I keep thinking about. Is that? It's in my head. Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah,
all right, we're doing that.
Yeah. Oh my God, absolutely. Yep. I mean, we don't have time to do a sunken.
No, I don't want to do a sunken living room.
But man, those were pretty popular too, right?
You know what the sunken living room reminds me of is just Meemaw coming walking through in the middle of the night, snapping ankles, busting her face in. We've looked at a couple houses that have sunken living rooms.
Of course, they have sunken living rooms out here. This was, I mean, everything in 1960 had a 50 to 60 down here probably had sunken living rooms and those fireplaces.
Oh yeah.
You need an egg. You need an
the egg chair?
The egg chair. Yeah. You absolutely need one. Yes.
White with orange or red on the inside?
With the sensory deprivation, with the speakers, the high phonics. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
There's a whole website out there. Now, to buy some of these originals, I'm still buying G-Plan right now because it's reasonably affordable. Mm-hmm. But if you start looking at Herman Miller, Adrian Pearsall
is starting to get really expensive.
The originals are getting pricey. You're talking about $15,000 for a chair. You know, it's starting to get a little unreasonable. I bought some teak wood from G-Plan nesting tables a couple years ago. I paid $250, $300 for each one. They're now over like $3,000. It's like it's starting to get kind of crazy. So the replicas are sometimes made even better. They're a lot less expensive. So, all right, mark my words. 2021 Real Estate After Dark will launch probably in March.
This is Robert and Jason with the Texas Real Estate Radio Network. We will be back.
Welcome back, Jason Bible, Robert Orfino. The best real estate show on the air because we don't talk about real estate.
Not a lot.
All right. Oh, we didn't talk about my car.
Drives our marketing guy crazy.
Oh,
right?
He's so crazy. He's like, why do people keep giving you money? Like, I don't understand. Why are they investing in your stuff? You guys don't even talk about real estate on your show. You're like, yeah, because you do real estate for a living. It gets kind of boring after a while. So unless you just got a crazy story. So anyways, we didn't talk about the car conundrum I've got. Here's the car conundrum. I've always wanted a Land Cruiser.
Welcome to the first world problem hour.
Yeah. Let's talk about the $90,000 Toyota, which is funny because when I show people I was showing somebody the other day, like, this is what a Land Cruiser looks like. And they're like, I mean, it just kind of looks like a mom wagon. I mean, what is that, like $40,000 or something?
I'm not a fan of that.
Oh, yeah?
Nope.
I love it. I like it because it's stealth wealth.
I mean, I had my fraternity brother's father, who was a high-level executive VP for American Express, and came out of the Carnegie Mellon world, and then got hired on by who's the monetary relief, IMF.
Oh, the IMF fund,
to go straighten out Chile's economy.
Oh, wow.
So that guy was a finance guy.
Yeah, yeah.
But the hand-me-down every few so years was that
was a Land Cruiser.
Was a Land Cruiser to my fraternity brother. Yeah,
they're amazing. You put 500,000 miles on them. They're ridiculous. You call them bush taxis.
Absolutely, we took it everywhere. Drove it everywhere, all the way up. Yeah.
In fact, one of the guys in our masterminds got one. He's put.
Oh yeah, Frank and Danny. Yeah,
I think Frank's put 350, 400,000, something ridiculous. Had it for like 20 years.
Absolutely, it's great.
And he's like, we were talking about the other day, and he goes, man, I if you want one, you got to get one. They last forever, but that's the problem because they last forever. But if you don't want another car, I'm like, dude, I just want like a driving around town SUV, right? So anyway, long story short, here's a conundrum. This will be 2021 will be the last year they make it with a V8, and it's probably going to be the last year they bring it to the United States. They only import a couple thousand a year to the United States. It's not that popular because it doesn't look expensive. That's the problem, right? It doesn't look flashy. It doesn't have all the newest massaging seats and all that other nonsense. But it will it's designed to last 25 years. They make it in Japan, and they send it here, and it's made to last 25 years. So I really want to get one. So I don't know. In a Lambo. Jillian didn't like the Lambo idea.
I don't need any of that, yeah. We'll have the Model Y. Jeep's almost paid off.
Yeah.
And then the Cybertruck.
Or do you just go for the Roadster? I just don't know when he's going to get it finished. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem. I think the S is getting an upgrade.
Oh, it sounds like it because sales are down.
Yeah, the S and the X are getting an upgrade.
Should be interesting. I really like the X. It was just for the size. It just didn't seem like it was roomy for the size, if that makes sense. It has something to do with the hatchback when we test drove it, but I liked it.
It was great in the back seat. There was a ton of room.
Oh, yeah. The two captain's chairs in the back are fantastic. It's definitely a cool vehicle. So, and of course the S is just ridiculous. Brian was impressed with the X. He's like, this thing is a lot nicer than I thought it would be. Super nice. So anyway, so that's our Tesla update, Tesla car update.
Yeah, I'm patiently waiting, and we'll have a 3 vehicle. My wife is insistent that at least one vehicle is 100% paid off. I'm like, okay,
whatever. That's fine.
Yep. One's going to be the company's, and one's going to be in our name. So that's how we'll do the Teslas.
I do like having a 3-car household. That always makes sense. That's definitely a first world problem.
First world.
There's 2 people live there, and you got
the first world problem hour.
Was supposed to be looking for a warehouse this year for the other cars. It's like, oh, you got 17 cars. Like what?
I'm so tired of those Honduras cars.
Yeah, I gotta go drive to the warehouse to pick up the Porsche. Then I gotta pull the beam around. I gotta do that.
It's like almost you saw like Reggie Jackson's car collection burnt down. 20 years ago, and then these other guys have always had problems with this stuff. Yeah, I'm not a car guy in that sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Tesla guy. So there was an interesting article. There are tons of Tesla millionaires, guys who bought the stock at 17 and 20 bucks, but can't afford to buy a Tesla.
That's funny.
Yeah, they're millionaires on paper. But they can't afford to buy. Well, we got some EXP millionaires.
That's true. Well, speaking of car, I've driven I swear I've driven most modern affordable Ferraris. It just doesn't do it for me. Even some of the Lambos aren't that great. I mean, it just the Huracan was first Lambo. I was like, okay, this is kind of a cool car.
I've never been interested in that. I mean, I've liked the Vet.
Vet's always a great car. That's a great buy.
A fan of that, but then it got boxy for me, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I'm back in the early 70s. I love that Corvette Stingray. Right.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful vehicle. I know they're hard to find and they're tough to maintain, but.
The problem is the ergonomics in those older Vets too. It's kind of driving like this,
it's not
upright. It's like driving a tractor. Love the older Porsches.
You know, my friend had a little Boxster. It was a 914. Mm-hmm. It's a little box, just VW.
Those are starting to get really expensive.
Yeah, he had one. And my other friend at the time back in high school had a Saab Sonnet.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I just could not get that thing to work. We tried so hard. Yeah, Saab Sonnet.
Was it a 5-cylinder? Saab and Volvo made a bunch of straight 5-cylinders, which were kind of goofy. And vacuum.
Yeah, but that was the car that was winning all those rally races in that class.
That's right, yeah.
That guy, that driver in that Saab Sonnet was just crushing it back in the late 60s. When I grew up, it was like legitimately, there was Mario Andretti IndyCar racing on TV at night, prime time. Hey, here's the thing. You're like, oh, and we'd watch, right? Mm-hmm. It wasn't until the early 80s that stuff just drifted out, right? Yeah, we watched all that stuff. I've
driven a couple McLarens, not a big McLaren guy, although I've not driven the new 720.
No, so I'm thinking now, okay, in that driveway,
yeah.
What's in that driveway? And for sure it's a Tesla. I think for sure it's a Tesla.
I gotta have it. I'm gonna end up with a Tesla
in that
at some
driveway,
point.
And you should either get the S upgraded or the Roadster.
Yeah, because
the company's gonna have the Cybertrucks.
Yeah, we got.
So you can pull one of those anytime you want.
Which with my Tundra, I'm like, if we're gonna have trucks at the office, I don't need a truck. I can just go and grab it anytime, right? The Roadster would just be absolutely wicked. It's gonna be so fast.
Silly.
Yeah. And if you guys have ever owned really high-end cars before, one of the biggest problems is maintenance on them. So it's not necessarily a problem. It's like if you need parts, if you get into a fender bender, it takes forever to get parts. It's a total nightmare. And the Roadster's not going to have that problem.
I'm just wondering how fast the automatic driving is.
Oh, yeah.
At what speed is its optimum performance? Can it perform at 120?
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Does the Roadster have a throttle on it?
Yeah. It's if you guys have not seen the Tesla Roadster, when it finally comes out, it will be the fastest production car ever built. Actually, no, it's crazy. The Model S Plaid
still up there
will be, I believe, the fastest production car when it comes out next year. But somebody's gonna have to check me on that. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the fastest production car. That doesn't mean there are faster one-offs, but the actual production car you can buy, it's gonna be the fastest. And then of course the Roadster is just gonna be ridiculous.
I'm happy with the Y, and I'll be really happy with the Cybertruck. I think the Cybertruck will be my daily vehicle.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun. And whether do we wrap it?
You know what we could do?
Can we get it etched?
We etch it. Yeah, I think
that would
we
be
etch
badass.
It. We etch it. They can sandblast that stainless, and then you can you can take the etching off. So I think that's what you do. You etch it.
Pretty cool. Hey, this is Robert and Jason. This is Mr. Texas Real Estate, and we're not talking about real estate today. We'll be back.
All right, welcome back. Jason Bible, Robert Orfino, Texas Real Estate Radio Network. All right, somebody asked us about which vaccine am I supposed to take. I have not gone
Anyone you can get your hands on.
Yeah, I have not gone through all the reports yet, but here is what I am hearing through the grapevine. And all of my former healthcare guys are on a huge text thread, and they're kind of keeping us all up to date. I believe there's a preservative in all these vaccines. Mm-hmm. Polyethylene glycol is one of them. Antifreeze in your
So that would be the Moderna one, why it's doesn't need that deep freeze.
Correct. So there's two types of vaccines. One of them require like this crazy deep freeze, and the other one doesn't.
Pfizer and the Moderna. Yeah.
I think so. So polyethylene glycol is an antifreeze. It's what you use in your car. It's what kills animals if they do. That's why you got to get rid of antifreeze, because it smells sweet. And it's got the polyethylene glycol is what binds in humans and animals. It kills them, right? So I probably shouldn't mention that with regards to enough water will kill you, right? I mean, it's just a matter of dose. So I believe it's the preservative of polyethylene glycol that's causing the adverse reactions. It's not the actual vaccine itself. It's what it's preserved in. So, but that was just, when I started reading the preliminary reports, I'm like, this sounds like it's a preservative. It doesn't sound like, it sounds like it's something else unrelated to the actual vaccine. So at least no zombies that I know of yet.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, so
take the vaccine, because if we do turn into zombies, trust me, if there is a zombie apocalypse, you want to be a zombie. You don't want to be the guy running for its life, pumping gas out of the tanks with a hand pump trying to get your car going.
While you're trying to pop zombies.
While you're trying to pop zombies in the head. Yeah. No, you don't want that. You want to be a zombie.
Yeah.
Just listen, embrace flesh. It's just the new it's the new thing, right? Just,
no one's watched Zombieland. Those rules are made for a reason.
Absolutely, but
cardio. Lots of cardio.
Do you want to be the last 4 people in the country driving around? I mean, that's not fun.
Doesn't sound like fun.
No, it's not fun at all.
Will Smith did not look happy in I Am Legend.
No, not at all. You want to be the zombie. So take 2 doses. Let's go. Boom, boom.
Double it up.
Double it up. Get it done faster.
I like it.
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
And the undead don't have a soul, so then your soul will go to heaven. You're in
good.
paradise. You're good.
Yeah, we're all good.
Your flesh suit runs around trying to eat Jason and his buddies. That's it. You're okay with it.
That's why I keep buying all these beach houses. I just take the stairs out and they can't get up there.
Stairs. Well, when you saw the World War Z, right? They pile on each other.
That's right. Yeah, they keep piling up. Yeah.
No, I think the boat is the safest.
The boat's probably the best way to do it.
Yeah. And then you find an island and you have to exterminate everyone off the island and you can live on Catalina, right?
There you go. I like it.
Yep. That's what we do.
So we've already got our plans. That's part of our mastermind, by the way. We talk about what best way to survive a zombie apocalypse.
Well, it's as quickly as you can go.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not pleasant.
So let's see. We're closing some deals this week, it sounds like. And
I mean, it's all fun and games until you've actually run out of toilet paper. And then you understand what it's going to be really like, and it just gets worse.
Yeah, I don't think people have really gone out and roughed it before. It's not a pleasant experience.
Not at all.
After about day 5 with no bath and it's hot outside, this is not fun.
We had someone here yesterday that needed a Benadryl shot. And we didn't have Benadryl we didn't have it in the office. So everyone's freaking out, and I'm like, yeah, this is the zombie apocalypse. There's no Benadryl around. I mean, that's it, man. You rub against something in the woods, some tree, and your arm turns pink and blows up.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Just antibiotics alone.
Right. Exactly.
I had my sinuses were so inflamed yesterday, my teeth hurt. Like that. That's how bad it is this time of year, right?
Is it? That's what I'm going through. I feel it too.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's going on.
Keep hitting my head with the thermometer.
Yeah, it's not COVID. It's these real cool mornings and then hot evenings and that back and forth and all. It's awful.
I'm enjoying it though.
Well, it's better than being a Jersey
I like sleeping
weather.
in the cold, so I really just the ceiling fan that gets us. Yeah, it's all good.
Okay.
We're getting everything lined up for 2021. He said he updated the website, so we're gonna go take a look at that. It's not public yet, guys. Don't
go to the website yet, but it's gonna be pretty cool.
We'll get that going and figure out what marketing campaign we're gonna dive into first, which is gonna be fun. This is a great time of year to do rehabs.
Oh, this is the perfect time of year for rehabs.
We've got master electricians and master plumbers without work.
Yeah, they're kind of looking around going, there's nothing to do.
And they're like, hey, do you guys need help? And we're like, this is what we pay the guy for the day. I'm not paying more because you got a master.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, I'll take it.
Perfect.
Great. Okay. So I'm getting a master electrician at a bargain rate, him and a helper.
Should we send him over to
we're
my
do
house
everything.
pretty quick here?
Oh, we're gonna get everything done that we have. Yeah. Everything. And then the plumber's right behind him. Got 2 plumbers like, hey, we're looking for work.
Great.
Right? Okay, man. I got all these shower valves to replace. Mm-hmm. Go get it and have him pull the permit. So we're really enjoying it. I talked to Brant this morning. He was at Home Depot, so he does a little rally call there at the Pro Desk.
Ah.
Nice.
With all his guys?
With all his guys. So I'm like, yeah.
It's kind of like a toolbox safety meeting there.
Yeah, we need to start doing those.
Yeah.
Well, technically, we're 1099. It's not a responsibility. Yeah. I don't want to take on that responsibility. I should do the
toolbox talks.
Toolbox talks. Sign this.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated. Don't step on the top of the step of the ladder.
Right. Yeah. Right?
You wear a hot glove if you're going to mess with electric. You know, make sure the stuff's off.
Yeah.
So, really good time for contractors. The good finish guys, the kitchen guys, even those guys are done, right? Because nobody wants the kitchen or the bathroom remodeled during the holidays.
Yeah, between now and probably
15th, 21st of January.
Yeah, I mean, you can almost go all the way to MLK, right? I mean, that's where
we're just grabbing them. Like, come on in. Go, you go do this. I got a painter, window, electrician, framer, plumber working on one job at all the same time.
Wow.
I'm just like, run.
Go, guys.
Get it in. Get me its cheap rate because you're gonna come back and I'm gonna be the guy on the other side of the negotiation table in February. So let's run. Yep.
So how many projects do we have going?
Too many.
A bunch.
Too many. It's too many. Too many. I brought in another crew.
And then you're sending all of them to Corpus in March.
If you want to get a paycheck from me after April 1st, you're going to Corpus.
So all these guys we're literally sending
There's one guy who won't go that I'll keep. He's the master. He's a master plumber.
Well, we're sending our entire construction company down to Corpus for a month to catch up with everything we have down there.
Got to put time in. Yep.
Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of Corpus weekends in March.
So the plan is by then to have all the foundations, all the roofs done. And then first wave would be electrician and plumber. Just go do all my boxes, my panels. Because if you've ever sat in my classes or you've ever listened to us when we talk it, we convert our tank water heaters with tankless water heaters.
Right.
And that typically means I have to add at least one, if not two 40 amp breakers.
Yeah.
And what typically happens is the breaker box is too small. It's 100 amps. I need to go to 150 amps to do it right. So that's usually what the electrician is running and doing. That's the guy I'm hiring. We got 24. We probably have 42 houses for him just to whip through.
Wow.
And upgrade over the next 6 weeks.
And then kind of squeeze in your house for the Tesla upgrade.
Well, I'm not there yet. It's gonna happen. I'm the classic contractor. I'm the last. My house looks like crap.
Yeah,
right?
That's right. You're the last one, right?
Yeah, lots of toys, but no work up there.
But that's why I was joking with everybody when we were talking about doing my personal house. I'm like, no, guys, this is where all the parties are going to be. This is where everybody's going to hang out. Like, if you're in real estate, it's got to look really, really good, right? But you don't have a zillion people at your house. It's just
not yet.
Not yet. Yeah.
Hey, this is Robert and Jason. This is Texas Real Estate Radio Network. We will be back. Hey, welcome back. Robert and Jason here. We sure do appreciate you guys hanging out with us every night, listening through, sticking through. If you're hearing us on a podcast, thanks again. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, we certainly do appreciate your patronage.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
you very much.
Yeah, thanks for supporting us this year. I mean, I was looking at, was chatting with one of our agents today, and the big announcement is April 1st will be our grand opening here at the Texas Real Estate Center.
Yep.
And April 1st, 2019, 2 years ago, a little less than 2 years ago, was when we started the Mr. Texas Real Estate team and the Texas Real Estate Radio Network podcast. And at the time, it was just a podcast. And inside of 2 years, because you guys have been so supportive of our efforts here, we were able to turn this into a nationwide radio show program. We got this big, beautiful building here with our names up on it. And buying commercial and residential and Airbnb and single family and all that stuff. So big thanks to all you guys that have supported us for the last 2 years. I mean, it's only been 2 years. And it's not even 2 years yet. It's April 1st. It'll be 2 years.
Yep.
So it's been a really wild ride, and we certainly appreciate you guys coming along with us. Now, that doesn't mean we've only been doing real estate 2 years. This most recent venture is only 2 years old.
Yeah.
So I think you've got...
over a decade.
Yeah, over a decade. I'm at, it'll be 8 years in 2021.
Yeah, over a decade, and
you're done with it.
Didn't get started until the 8th year.
Yeah.
We were reading some bigger pockets posts. We're watching. Someone mentioned a guru, and I said, I don't know anything about him, so I just Googled him. Of course, bigger pockets. Everyone just rips all the gurus.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And there's like one or two true believers, and they'll pop in. But someone made a real distinction on there. Someone said, hey, if you're sitting here telling me you don't need a guru, you don't need a mentor, you don't need some sort of coaching in real estate, then I would tell you that you're either moving too slow or you're not doing enough deals.
That's right.
And I said, you know what? That's probably right.
That's absolutely right.
Because at the very least, you need a money mentor.
Right.
Someone to come in and just sort of straighten out the money for you, right? And the guy says, hey, man, I do 80 deals a year, and I absolutely have mentors and gurus, and I pay them happily.
Yeah.
And then the other person said, hey, yeah, I don't do anything, but he only did 2 deals. I'm like, yeah, you can fumble your way through 2 deals.
Yeah, it's not hard to fumble your way through a deal or 2.
Right. Getting the systems in place and running, 6 a month, that's something real.
Yeah.
That's something real. So I think that made a really good point. It's probably the best guru point I've read on Bigger Pockets ever.
The way I like to look at it is, if you're doing more than 10 a year, you need some sort of help there.
Yes.
Because you're really doing about 1 a month.
Yeah.
And if those are rental properties, one thing, but if you're flipping and wholesaling, you're doing more than 10 a year, you really need some
10
outside help.
is the biggest problem.
Yeah.
I think that 8 to 16 world
It's tough.
is really, really tough, because what typically you've done is you've pulled your spouse,
Yes.
right, or another brother or something into the picture, and you're just not making enough money.
You're not. There's a point you got to punch through.
Yes,
And
I think it's about 16.
You got to get
1 a month.
You really got to get through. There's that 2 to 3 a month.
Yeah.
Things start looking real good, and then when you get to 3 to 5, and then let's say 6, 7, 8, I found that there was a sweet spot, at least in this marketplace, somewhere between 50 and about 80-ish.
Sure.
So 50 to 80 properties a year. That's a good little sweet spot. When you go past that, you've got to punch to like 200. Like it's a
90
it's a long,
middle management.
Yeah, because that's exactly what happens.
Yep.
You've got to bring in all this middle management who are not directly related
Nope.
to bringing in income, right?
That's right. Yep.
So to carry that extra overhead, you've got to punch through to like 200 a year. Like we got up to, I think our best year was almost 150. But we were doing financially much better at like 90 to about 105, 110.
Sure.
So once you get that triple digit, you really got to punch through to like the high hundreds into 200 real fast.
Yeah. People don't understand it, and people die.
Oh, you die in that.
That 90 to 150 is just, it's killing field.
Yeah.
Right. That's where you just you're done. You're out of the business.
So here's
and
what
I always ask, how many you do in a year? And I'm
Yeah.
like, ooh, okay.
Well, and the other thing I'll tell folks, let's talk about how you get killed there. A lot of people think, oh, I'll take it to 125, and then if it doesn't work out, I'll take it back to 60
I'll
or 70.
dial it back. Nope.
That's not how it works.
You're done.
What happens is
You're over the edge.
the losses are coming in too fast.
Yep.
Your overhead's still too high,
Yep.
including marketing and sales and all that other stuff. And you literally go to zero of bankruptcy.
Yep.
Like it's almost like you hit this wall and then just die, right? Brant and I've had this conversation a million times. Like there's a sweet spot at that. If you're like a sole proprietor, not a big team, 30 to 50. If you're starting to build a team, like I said, 70, 80, maybe 110. You go beyond that, you better have some real heavy capital behind you, because it just operational capital, because it's really hard to punch through that side.
And I have a bunch of folks in California. They're doing 6 a year.
Yeah.
But the margins are tighter
Yeah.
percentage-wise.
But the money's pretty
But they're
good.
2 and 3 million. So, hey, yeah, I only made 3%
Yeah.
on a $3.5 million deal.
Yeah, but they're doing okay.
They're doing it, and they have 6 of those, right?
Yeah.
And those are usually perfect. They're husband, wife. They think they're on TV.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, she thinks that the tile she picks, her backsplash is making the money, right?
Yeah.
She doesn't understand the market.
I can usually pick those couples out when we go to the RIAs.
Yes, absolutely.
Always dressed to the nines.
But
like
this
they're all-
market's a tough market to do that in.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore.
Yeah, no, you're going to have to crank it out. Yeah. People believe that the baseboard they picked is why they got the money they got out of it.
Yeah, it's
And
not.
like, no, it's market
the
timing and the
market.
location and the school system.
And yeah, unless you're doing that really high-end product.
Even still.
But, I mean, the really high, $1 million, $2 million, $3 million.
Man, Jason, I did a $20 million Malibu flip.
Yeah.
And one of the really, really smart guys in California real estate, he came and he said, I could either do a $6 million flip here
Ooh.
or a $400,000 flip.
Wow.
And I'll make more money on the $400,000 flip.
Interesting.
So he basically made us build the bones out.
Mm.
He's like, I want a PEX system. I want upgraded panels. I want better sliding doors. I want to do all this stuff. And then over here, we just do contractor grade on this stuff, because the person behind me that's going to buy this for $22 million are going to, they want
gut it.
But when they do the inspection, they're going to find that the PEX system's
Yeah.
already in, the hot water heater's upgraded.
Gotcha.
Hey, all you got is cosmetic. And so he played those games down in Malibu, right below Pepperdine, right in that little strip right there. Man, he had so many going at the same time. And all he did was these little $500,000. Like, it was a good gig for me.
Yeah.
Like, I was running a 38% margin on a $500,000 gig. I am loving life.
Good,
right?
yeah.
I'm doing good. But he'd be like, hey, we can go all the way here. We can go super high-end tile, and we'll import these exotic woods, and we can make this whole wall collapsible. We can have the roof extend back, and or I can just fix the bones.
Yeah.
Fix the piers, make sure this thing is solid, so that when a new client comes through, they get that inspection that says, this is good. Great. This is just kitchen and tile, right?
You know, it's interesting. All the high-end ones that we had sold, a lot of times they went in and redid kitchens and baths.
They always do.
They just go in and write it. They're like, all right, we'll buy it for $800,000. We're going to spend another $150,000, $200,000 just upgrading it, right?
Again,
and you're like, okay.
And I don't think people who are flipping those $1 million houses here understand that. That they're coming in and we're going to do your kitchen. Doesn't matter what cabinets you have. They're going to come in and do it. Spend the money on the internal structure and just put contractor grade, because they want to upgrade it anyway.
That's right. Yeah.
They want to.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a buddy of ours do that house in the Heights with a custom cabinet builder right there. And I'm like, what are you doing, dude? They're not keeping this kitchen.
No.
I promise you, they're not going to do it at $1.2 million in the Heights. Hey, this is Robert and Jason. We had a fun little hour here. Thank you very, very much for checking in. We'll do another one, and we'll catch you in between the holidays. Thanks for listening.